For us, it's important to share the same roof for all the staff. 150 operations. All the best brand you can find in the world, it's this leather.
Nestled between the Chartreuse and Vercors mountains, the Paraboot factory produces some of the world's most iconic shoes. We flew out to Saint-Jean-de-Maurienne in southeastern France to take a look behind the scenes and discover the reasons Paraboot is still such a pillar of French footwear. On average, over 150 processes need to be carefully undertaken to construct a Paraboot, each of which ensures that every part of the shoe meets the brand's famously high standards. One of the key people future-proofing Paraboot is Fred Turson, who has been working for the company for 30 years. Nobody understands the needs of the brand quite like him.
Just here you have all the offices of Paraboot. CEO, Eric, David, Fred, and all the staff.
The journey of each shoe begins with the rubber sole, which Paraboot themselves helped popularise in the early 20th century. After decades of development, Fred was keen to show us the benefits and challenges of producing these unique soles in-house.
So you're known for the rubber soles. Paraboot's rubber soles, I mean the name Para is from the port of Para, which was importing the rubber from Brazil.
Exactly.
So this is something that's very integral to the brand.
Yeah.
How does it work? I'm very, very curious because we saw a little bit earlier like just a hot press melting rubber.
Just here we have some simple, and we have the rubber. Okay? What you have inside, each time, with some rubber, you have the big pieces and thin. And the both make the sole of the shoes. Okay? This part for the heel and this one for the sole. It's the first factory in Europe to make the shoes and the sole. We can do some small collection, for example, because it's our own machinery, so automatically we can do it. Okay? The rubber, it's from EVA, the tree. You know, you have a tree, and in the tree,
it's the sap, isn't it?
Exactly. You have like your blood. The blood of the tree. Okay, EVA, and you can see something very special. If you want to have a look, something very shiny. Can you see? Like a diamond you find in the sand. You know, when at the beach, you have something very shiny, and it's something very, very strong. So if you put so many CDs, you have something very strong. But if you have not so many, you have something very comfortable.
The next stage takes the rubber, heats it, and presses it into shape using specialised iron moulds. The time it spends under this heat and pressure depends on the amount of silica, and decides the desired toughness of the sole, which varies from shoe to shoe.
It's like gaufrier.
Like a mold?
How do you say gaufrier, des gaufres? Ruffle? Ruffle. It's exactly the same thing.
So these are the molds?
Yeah. 2, 3. Up. For example, this sole, it's for chamber style. So you put the sole and the heel. And here you have the initial of Richard Ponvert, RP.
How many different patterns are there? So 38 through 50, and then you've obviously got half sizes. So it's
so
24
for example, when you have one ruffle like that, it's 40 and a half. One piece for 2 sizes.
Next, Fred took us to see the sole presses in action.
So this is the machine, obviously, that pushes it all in.
Can you see the
piston?
Yeah, the piston, it's incredible.
It's very hot.
The material, it's impossible to malax, but here, have a look. Because it's hot. It's like a chewing gum. And you need each time 6 or 8 minutes. It depends if you want something stronger, harder or not. It's like your meat. I know, not for you. For the team, for you, for example, if you want something harder or not. Okay? It depends on the time.
After Fred was done making fun of my vegetarian persuasions, he was keen to show us some of his expertise in action.
So now I have one little question for you. Why do you have some space here? So in the past it was for don't spend so many money. With that, we win some money. And after we say, oh, it's lighter too.
Obviously, change is inevitable for a company the size of Paraboot, but the brand has made sure to stay true to their heritage throughout the years. We were lucky enough to catch the current CEO, Eric Forrester, who explained the approach.
it's super difficult, you know, to keep always the same way because you have so many reasons to change, to make something evolve. And here the story is, okay, it's really a day-to-day work to make people understand that Paraboot was created more than 100 years ago. And we still have to work like our parents and grandparents used to work in the factory. This is, I think, the most difficult job, to make sure that the cultural aspect of Paraboot will be consistent and will survive to the digital world, you know, how our world is going so crazy in terms of speed.
With the sole finished, the next step is to select the correct leather. With this decision dramatically changing the production process and finish of a shoe, Paraboot has spent decades honing in on some of the finest leathers in the world. Fred was more than happy to give us what felt like a masterclass in exactly how and why the brand selects the leathers they do.
50% of the shoes for the price is the material, the skin, and 50 other is the worker. This leather comes from the northeast of France, from Alsace. You have the best quality you can find in the world. All the best brand you can find in the world, it's this leather. And in one skin, listen to me, it's very important, you can do 4 skins. How it's possible? I have to share my skin. The first one, the second one. Okay, I share in different slide, okay? But the first one, it's the plain grain leather. What is it, the plain grain leather? It's my skin here.
Essentially, each cowhide produces 4 types of leather. The uppermost, plain grain leather, is the physical skin of the cow and is the hardiest and smoothest of the 4 thanks to its compact collagen bundles. Turning over the full grain hide, you get rough out leather, which simply exposes the corium layer on the underside of the animal's skin, leading to a nappier texture. When the corium layer is split away from the grain, you're left with the middle layer, what we would call suede. Suede's characteristically fuzzy appearance is due to looser collagen bundles. The 4th layer is the flesh, a thin connective tissue between the corium and muscle. Because of its thinness, flesh is unsuitable for shoe production at this higher quality.
And in the plain grain leather, you can see a lot of things. So here you have your ass, just here, and you have the best quality you can find on this part of
Central back.
The color is different between mine and another beast. Each pair is different, but you have something the most natural you can find in the world.
Beyond the look and durability of the leather, flexibility and tensile strength is essential to get right. Each part of the shoe must be perfectly aligned so there isn't too much stress in one direction, either with or against the grain. For many components, this means cutting the leather diagonally so it doesn't stretch too much or too little. The type of leather also matters here, with the lining being a perfect example.
In the past, Paraboot used some calf. But you have to know, at the back of your heel, if you use some calf, sometimes you can use the back of your heel very quickly. If you have a lot of transpiration, And remember, Paraboot, it's for the farmer. So they want some shoes very, very strong. So we use the coat.
Paraboot's commitment to expert leather craftsmanship and loyalty to their tanneries has always been vital to the brand's strength.
This is the base of our success and why the brand is so well known, because of the leather. We are working with some specific leather. And this kind of leather is super difficult to work with. I mean, it's an authentic leather, and that's it, like the brand.
Once the leathers are chosen, the next step is cutting them into shape and securing the pieces to create an upper. This process gave us a great insight into how Paraboot uses modern and legacy techniques in tandem, with samples and mainline runs being cut by hand or with steel templates, while more complex patterns that require scalability are achieved with state-of-the-art digital cutting machines.
The cutter, it's very important. You can touch. Be careful. It's like a knife.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But you have 2 sides, right and left.
Fair enough.
Each time, right, left, left, right. Okay? And each time you put the cutter on the skin and you come for cut the skin and the different pieces. Okay? For example, this one, It's exactly, have a look, this one. And you have the two eyelets. It's the most popular for us for cut the leather. But the night, we can send some CEO, okay? It's conception with computer. You can send all the little pieces with a lot of drawings on it, okay? But when you cut, it's very easy. You have all the style, for example. When we cut, up, you have the shoes.
Once the patterns have been cut, the team begins construction of the upper.
So, for example, here we have different pieces, okay? And now we have to stitch all the different pieces for make the upper of the shoes. With the upper and with the lining. If I leave this material like that, it's when you cut the leather, you leave like that. But it's not so nice, can't you see?
Yeah.
You have some stitch, it's not very clean.
There's chalk marks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can return all the edge of the pieces. Can you see?
Was that the top of the shoe then? So that's the heel.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah.
There's a few processes in the factory that really separate Paraboot from their competitors.
It's very important to have something so nice on your foot. Only one piece here. Can you see?
Yeah.
You have no stitch. Each time on different market, different brands, each time you have some stitch here, or here, Blundstone, all the brands. But Paraboot, you have only one piece.
To finish everything off, a toe and heel counter are added to ensure the durability of the upper, and sizing details are stamped into the lining.
Under your toes, you have something stronger in material like a ping pong. Ping pong, you know ping pong?
Yeah, ping pong.
The ball of ping pong,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
You put that between the lining and the upper, and each time you work on the tooth, up, the last come back in initial form. Exactly the same for the back, for your heel. Okay? So you put your, in French, contreforce, strap very stronger between lining and upper for something very strong. Customer, don't use chausse-pied, you know?
Yeah.
It's very important because here you can break the back of your shoes. So it's why it's very important to take off the lace, put your shoes and re-put the lace.
Don't just jam them in.
Not like me.
No, you've been doing the exact same.
Okay? Not like that. If you want, remember your shoes. Oh, what is the size? Inside you have the size with some number. It's compostage, and you can have just here different indication.
Yeah.
The size, where the shoes are made in, everything for us, okay, but for you too.
Before the upper can be joined to the sole, a last needs to be secured to ensure that the shape and structure of each shoe stays intact through years of wear. Each Paraboot style has a specific last that creates its recognisable shape, so this step is not only crucial, but also the point where you can really start to see everything coming together.
We call this place, it's where we married the last and the upper.
Yeah.
Okay? The last can be a little bit higher or not. If you want a big heel or not. If you want something very round, more square, it depends what you want. After that, you have the first insole where your foot is on. Okay? And you have the upper.
Yeah.
The upper of Michael, for example. So now we can see the fabrication. Tu te mets à ton poste ou pas? Ouais, ça y est, we follow Antoine.
First, the last is fixed carefully but firmly to the upper.
Merci Antoine. I would like to show you something. Your insole, if it's not very precise, like here, your toes are just on the side.
Yeah.
So 1 hour you wear your shoes, the blood is here.
Yeah.
Next, a specialised machine heats the leather and toe and heel counters to make them pliable. The upper is then stretched firmly over the last, securing the two pieces together.
You remember the ping pong ball?
Yes.
So here, you can touch. You have some very hot, and the ping pong harder, comes softer. This operation is very important because from here, it depends everything after. First, you put the upper on the last. Ready?
Ready.
Regarde pas dessous, tu regardes par-dessus.
Me first here, and I want to show you. Normally, each shoes are cemented like that. I put one sole, and the shoes is finished in a box and in your shop. But for Paraboot now, just from here, we can put the stitch Norwegian or Goodyear.
With everything in place, the shoes enter the final construction phase, where the sole is glued and welted to the upper. Paraboot is renowned for their welting methods, with the brand specialising in Norwegian and Goodyear stitching. Fred was sure to state how crucial this step is, and explained how the technique is achieved.
The most important operation of Paraboot, Norwegian stitching. It's here. First, we have the welt.
Yeah.
The welt, it's in leather.
Yeah.
It's like a strap of leather, and it's called welt. It depends the position of the welt.
Yeah.
For one Norwegian or one Goodyear. Like that, with the first stitch, where you can see the first stitch, it's in Norwegian. Only Christian is on his machinery.
Yeah.
You don't go, nobody touch this machine.
That machinery.
Only him.
Yeah.
It's so important. If you broke this one, you stop the. So it's why it's so important. Now I would like to show you the Clusaz style in Goodyear.
Yeah.
Reverse welt, and after are written like
Fold it down.
so. In Goodyear stitching, you can't see the first stitch. The same visual, but
Different
the
finish.
difference of the welt.
Because the leather of the shoe is so strong, it's impossible to fold the welt over by hand. This machine enables them to easily return the welt whilst following the contours of the shoe precisely. It's then ready for the midsole to be attached.
Usually, in famous brand of shoes, you use some cork. You put the cork here, but with the time, the cork sometimes
It disintegrates. doesn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Paraboot think to something. In the middle sole, we put some rubber more, and we have some air inside.
Yeah.
And have a look when you put that like that. It's perfect.
To fix the midsole to the shoe, a water-based glue is used, which is then treated to a flash of heat and light to help with the bonding process.
Oh wow.
Just here, first, you have like a flash. Have you saw the flash?
Yeah.
The flash is just for the molecule.
Oh, to like help them bond.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you put a flash, wow, and after you have a glue, a perfect glue. You know.
Yeah.
So it's why it's so important. First the flash. After you have to put the sole straight with the shoes. Of course. And after, at the back.
Next, the excess is cut from the midsole to bring it flush with the rest of the design. Simultaneously, the edge is pressed down to ensure that the shoe is finished correctly and without gaps. Paraboot has been family run for generations, and while innovations have been made in the manufacturing process over time, core models like the Michael have been carried throughout the decades, only receiving improvements that are in line with the brand's quality utilitarian approach. Eric explained how each shoe is designed with utility in mind.
When you see the Paraboot range, they are all iconic shoes.
Yeah.
There is a story in behind each shoes. I mean, this one was created for les Halles de Paris. You know, it's a kind of fresh food market in downtown Paris. And this shoes was created for people who are working as a butcher, for instance. The original color was a kind of a brown red, because if the blood was falling down, on the shoes. There is no, you know. So each shoes you have a story.
Our shoes are expensive, but we can put one sole, and when your sole is used, you take off and you can put a new one. Resole. Okay?
Much like the midsole, water-based glue is used to secure the final sole of the shoe. This involves another wave of heat flashing and the use of a hydraulic press to ensure that each sole is bonded with the correct level of pressure.
Comment tu vas? Ça va? And after, just for have a look, just here, you have a little press. Have a look. Now we have so many material. So we have to take off this material. But I have to explain to you something now from here. Just after, we have one operation, the most dangerous in the factory. It's forbidden to have some gloves because if you put your hand, the glove take your arm. I would like you to test that with your finger. Have a look.
I can see
Like
why
a
that's
shape.
dangerous.
Yeah. Merci bien, Xavier. You need to have your hand very near the machinery, or your shoes can move. If you want something very finished, very clean, you need something thinner, like that. Before, after. Before, after. Merci les gars. Merci Loïc.
With the excess of the sole removed, the shoes are almost ready for their final quality checks, but a few finishing touches are needed before they can leave the factory.
Okay, thanks. C'est juste pour montrer. I would like to show you. Just here you have the welt. In leather, you remember. But the problem, just here, you have the no color because it's the deep of the leather. So we use like a brush this, like that, with a guide just here. And when you put just here, have a look. It's not only color, it's like shoe repair. Okay, it's a tincture. So now we have to see how we put some glue, but special glue for the insole. It's very, very special, and I want to show you. Bonjour, ça va? Je peux avoir la colle, s'il vous plaît? Tout, ouais. Hey, I don't take drugs. Remember, you can smell it.
Sniff the glue?
Yeah, I want. Because in France, when you are a kid, you know, at the school, you have this glue, you know, for the baby.
Oh, yeah.
So you can smell. Do you remember this glue?
Elmer's.
So it's a glue from tree. It's completely natural. Why? Because your insole of the shoes, just this part, can be in contact with your foot, the skin with your foot. So it should be dangerous. But this glue is completely natural. It's why we use that.
The final look of a Paraboot is distinctive, bridging the gap between dressy and rugged. Fred was eager to take us through the way that this is achieved and the way this approach affects finishing the leather.
Bonjour, ça va? After for Paraboot, you understand? We do some chaussures very strong, some shoes very strong, and we are not exactly like Churches, Allen Edmonds, Crockett, Weston. We don't want some shoes very shiny. We want something for you can wear
hardy.
every day. Yeah, exactly. So it's why we just put a little brush.
No brush.
That's it.
So it just kind of like buffs the leather.
Exactly. And you can see just here the brush.
One side effect of this process is the appearance of a white grease on the surface of the shoe known as blooming, which you might have seen before if you own a pair of Paraboot. A signifier of high-grade, well-moisturised leather, Fred explained how to take care of this.
It can happen in your shop. When you take the shoes of the box, the shoes is little with some white. It's the grease. It is a reaction between the hot and the cold.
Blooming, isn't it?
Exactly. So you are different things. If you want to take off this grease, just with something very and you have the skin, the real skin.
So we have to do that quite a lot in the shop, because people take out the shoes and say, oh, it's dirty, but it's.
So you have to know, in Tokyo, for example, in Asia, a lot of customers want the grease on the shoes.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes it's nice to keep it and say to a customer, you want to keep, or if you want, I can take off. First thing you can do like that, but it's long, of course. And the second one, and it's the best, if you want to have some little operation of magical with your customer, it's true. You use a hairdresser.
Oh,
I don't have
heat
that.
the thing up.
Yeah. So you don't stay static like that.
Yeah.
You move, and you have something wonderful. It's a magical operation.
The last step is to add the laces.
We put the lace. Each time from here, we check all the shoes, the references, the sizes, everything. Okay? And after we put the lace. Maybe in your shop you say, oh, Fred, we have a problem. Each time you send to us some shoes, you lace just on the middle of the shoes.
Yeah.
What does it mean? You know what is it, the story? Before we lace all the shoes, and all our shop in France said to us, oh, it's so long to take off for try. So we take off the lace, and after, oh, we have to do the lace.
Too long to do up.
So now we put on the middle, and
you can't win them all.
This is a Michael Style original, and this morning in my car, I share an information with you. It's the birthday of our president. His name is Michael, and it's the birthday of the Michael this year, 80 years. Now you check again the sizes, the references, everything, and you put in one box.
Repair is part of Paraboot's philosophy and is visible everywhere, from their resolability to the machines they use to construct the shoes.
You know, when I joined the company, so 6 years ago, okay, I decided, I joined the company the 1st of May, and usually in the company, there is a one week closing here. The factory is closing, so I said, okay, I cannot start a job and be in vacation first. You know? So I say, okay, I took my car and I say, okay, I'm gonna visit the 28th shop, Paraboot shop in France and Belgium. And I went to Troyes, and there is a Paraboot shop in Troyes. And it's, you know, the wine area. Troyes, it's not so far from Reims and the Champagne area. And I was discussing with the woman who is the shop manager for Paraboot. I was discussing with her, and suddenly the customer entered in the shop with Michael. And this, it's crazy. It was a winemaker.
Okay.
It was a winemaker, and so he was entering with the shoes, and he said, okay. I say, okay, hello, nice to meet you. Okay. And he gave the shoes completely used. And at the beginning, I thought that he wants to buy one brand new shoe. I said, no, I'm gonna repair it. I'm coming each 10 years in your shop to repair my Paraboot shoe. That's it. So see you in 10 years. Okay.
Something that's often overlooked is machine repair.
Here, it's where you can repair all the machinery of the factory. We can see, and today, a succession of operations for make some shoes. If one machinery should be broke, what's happening?
Shoes.
So you need to have one team for repair the machinery. It's very, very expensive today. If you want to buy one machinery for Norwegian stitching, Goodyear stitching, made your shoes, it depends. It's very, very expensive. So you have to know Paraboot sometimes can buy some old factory with all the machinery, you know. And sometimes you can find just one piece or two pieces of the machinery. You know what I mean? It's very important to have, this machinery. No, it's not full one, but this piece, it's so important.
What is that? What does this do?
For example, this one, it's for take off the...
like the grit on the...
Yeah, exactly. just under your sole.
Once the shoes are completely done, they're boxed and kept in the factory's state-of-the-art warehouse while awaiting distribution.
So this is an absolutely immense stockroom because it's split over 2 floors as well, which is
Exactly,
crazy.
in 2 floors. And this new factory now 9 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have something very special just under your head. And you see,
yeah, the
if the
skylight.
fire can be start here,
Yeah. Right up.
everything, the roof, it's open automatically.
Oh, wow.
And you can save the first floor.
By cutting this one off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And exactly the same thing for the first floor with this one.
Yeah.
So it's so important. Exactly here, where we prepare all the order for all around the world, okay? And from here, you have the end of the day for us.
So then this is where they all end up,
Exactly.
all ready for the order.
Exactly. Oh! It's not a joke, it's real. So everything is okay, and after you have the truck.
Yeah.
So
Arriving now.
now you just have to wait the shoes in
Ready
your
for,
shop. And
ready for
you
the
saw
expedition.
everything today.
Yeah.
I show you everything. And it was a pleasure.
So much of Paraboot's popularity is based on their reputation not only as expert shoemakers, but also their deep connection to the wider landscape they occupy. Collaborations with other brands, magazines and designers have given them a cult-like following for many, and it's for good reason.
The brand has become incredibly popular with kind of a younger generation. It's within the matter of a few years, it feels like everyone's after Paraboots. And I wonder if you have any kind of thoughts behind why that might have happened, why a younger, more fashion-oriented generation has kind of latched onto these boots with such passion.
The first thing was about keep the brand as an authentic brand.
Yeah.
So do not play a game, make people trust you, no lies.
Yeah.
So it's super important for a brand to stick to the DNA and to be an authentic brand, which is something we try to do. The second side of why the younger generation are coming to Paraboot is because of also the collab. I mean, we are not a marketing company.
Yeah.
We have a limited budget. We are a small company. The brand is started to be a well-known brand, sure.
Yeah.
But the company is still small. So we need also to stick to the lifestyle and to the trend, and say, okay, we need to choose some brands which are at the same level of authenticity. Or sometimes we are working with brands. They make us trying to push the limits, you know, of what we can do, because making your shoes it's not an easy stuff. Yeah.
Maybe the most important aspect of Paraboot's success is their deep respect for the people who have supported them, both inside the factory and out. Fred pulled us into a communal area before we left the factory to tell us why this is such a central tenet of the brand.
And I would like, with all the workers, it's where we can eat every day here. And everybody can mix the direction of Paraboot, the worker, the customer, and sometimes it's because everybody work together. We have the result, it's a visit, and for me it's so important for me to share this idea, you know what I mean or not, because without them, without you, nobody exists.
For Paraboot, one thing's clear. The worker, whatever their role, will always be the beating heart of the company.
Ruelle après ruelle, perdu le long des pavés froids. Ce n'est pas pareil sans toi.